The Lord passed before Moses and proclaimed, the Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. This promise is given in a certain context. God had given Moses the 10 Commandments. They were written down on tables of stone by God's own finger. Moses comes down off the mountain and he sees the people dancing. He hears the sound of music. He sees them bowing down and worshiping the golden calf. And in his anger, he throws the 10 Commandment tablets written by God's own finger on the ground and shatters them into a million pieces. And then we read this story of Moses meeting with God. You would think that God would be angry and offended, that he'd be ready just to destroy the people. And yet in this moment, Moses comes and asks God, let me see you. Immediately following this story of Israel's idolatry, of Moses' anger with the 10 Commandments, and he comes back to God. And there in that moment, God shows himself to Moses in these words. The Lord, a God merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, keeping steadfast love for thousands, forgiving iniquity and transgression and sin. These words describing God to Moses, these words revealing God to Moses were given in the context of Israel freshly rebelling against him, freshly going and breaking those commandments. And God says, I am here to forgive. I am here with mercy and with grace. So maybe you find yourself in the place of Israel today. Maybe you have very recently fallen, failed, and come short of the glory of God. Take hope and courage in this promise, in these words describing your God. A God who is merciful and gracious. A God who is abounding in steadfast love and faithfulness, even when you and I fail him ourselves.